Hey everyone, it's Pup Twigs based out of Orlando, Florida, and joining today on my guest or as my guest on Unleashed is Wolf from Central Missouri. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I am doing really good here. So you've got one of my favorite muzzles on because I'm a huge camo fan and everything, but I just kind of wanted to ask about the origin of your name, Wolf, and the origin of your pup hood.
Yeah, so as far as my name goes, Wolf or Sergeant Wolf, it was a nickname that was actually given to me by my platoon when I was in the army. Um, when we were deployed, we gave each other all kinds of goofy little nicknames,
Of
and
course.
that's just the one I kind of got stuck with. So it's what I kept when I got out for like my online gamer tag stuff like that. And when I
Yeah.
started doing pup, I just transferred it over.
Well, there you go. So,
As for the pup hood, this hood was actually a gift from a couple of other pups in the community when I first joined because I didn't have one and I also had no means of getting one. Um, so they had me pick one out. I hadn't decided on my pup colors just yet, so I just went for this one because I like the camo. So,
well, and that's perfectly fine and stuff. And you have plenty of time to choose what your colors are if you ever choose.
oh, I already have them and I already know what I'm gonna put on my next hood. I'm it's gonna be a mix of the camo but with orange, like that
Oh,
hunter
oh,
orange.
oh, that'll be nice. Yeah, because I change my muzzle out all the time. I've got like seven different colors, so because I just can't make up my mind. So I just go with the whole everything. So how long have you been in the pup community now?
Roughly 2 months.
So very, very new.
Very, very new. I started around the end of May, had my first hood the first week of June.
Okay. So this next question may not be able to answer. We'll go through and see, but based on the 2 months that you've been in it, is there anything that's been real easy about the getting into the community? And is there anything so far that's been difficult getting into the community?
As far as easy, it. I thought it was gonna be because I didn't know anything about like really what pup was or how big the community was, and I thought it'd be really hard to find people who did it.
Hmm.
No, it's really easy. How I ended up finding a lot of the people I found was it was as easy as going onto like I just went onto Scruff and I typed in the word pup into the search bar and that's how it was that easy. It was just name after name after name, all pretty close to me. Um, as far as hard, I think the hard bit is just getting the gear, especially if you want the quality stuff. It's expensive.
It is. Yes, it is
Um,
expensive.
Yeah, as I said, this hood was gifted to me, but it's $100 hood, and I'm just like, wow, some of this stuff really gets up there.
Yeah, it does take a little bit of money to get what you want, but don't be pressured into getting stuff that you're not sure you want yet because you don't have to have all this fancy gear to be able to be a pup and being in a
Uh,
group.
yeah, all I have is I have the hood that was gifted to me, and I have a leather harness.
Yeah. So I know you probably haven't seen a lot that goes on in the pup community, but what you have seen, is there anything that you would suggest or you would like to see maybe done differently with the community?
Not yet that I've really seen. Um, and I haven't been doing it long enough to know to really notice things that could be changed. You
Right.
know, I almost feel like if I even suggested anything now, someone's gonna pop in and be like, "You've been up 2 months. Who are you?" Um, no, I really can't think off the top of my head something I would change at least at this point in
Okay,
time.
yeah, and that's fair because you're really new to the community. So, you know, was there any advice given to you being new that you took into account when you jumped into the pup community?
I mean, I got advice from all ends when I first joined. one is don't. I mean, you've already kind of touched on it. Don't rush into getting stuff. It takes time, and I know people have been doing it now, 20, 30 years, and they still don't have everything they want.
For
Um,
sure.
so that's probably the biggest one was, just be patient with that.
Mhm.
Um, but outside of that, it's just been other things like I get, a lot of like how the different roles work, or I think the biggest advice that I've gotten the most commonly is that it is what you want it to be. There's no
Yeah.
like set rule book for it. Or how the different dynamics work. So that's been the biggest one that I get from most people. Most pups give me the, hey, it is what you make of it. Just have fun with it.
Just go out and enjoy yourself. It doesn't matter. So yeah. So far, what has brought you the most joy out of being a pup?
Just the people mainly. I've never been good at making friends. I'm kind of standoffish. It's been really easy with the pup community though.
Yes.
Just there's a certain degree of camaraderie that I haven't really seen since I left the army.
Hmm.
Um, so that's been nice. That's been really nice. And there's quite a few who live, less than a day's drive from me. So if I wanted to go and meet these people and plan something, I can do it. Um,
Yeah. It is a pretty welcoming group of people or pups, if you want to call them. So have you discovered a specific play toy that you like as you're being a pup at this point?
uh, n not really. I mean, well, it depends on what your definition of a play toy is. Um, um, I was gifted a rubber orange dog chew toy,
Hmm.
and
Well, hey,
I use I use that for a lot of pictures and stuff like that. That's fun. I have my hood. I have my harness. My harness, I'm a big fan of. I don't know if that really counts, but
yeah, I'm a big fan of any kind of harness, and I've got like five different ones now. So I just love harnesses.
yeah, I got a black one that's outlined in orange from Mr. S, and so I wear that pretty frequently.
Yeah, but those are pretty much a staple once you get into the pup community. You got to have some kind of a cool harness and everything. So I know, I think you're going to be like episode 52 that I'm going to have posted. And I find it very common that being a pup helps so much with our mental health. What has it done for yours?
Oh, more than I really have words for. I've been out of the army now 6 years. So most of them not good. Very, very,
Mhm.
very lonely, especially where I live now. I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. Um, j just being able to enter that headspace, just the friends I'm making, j just being able to, for really the first time in my life. So prior to this, like and a lot of this comes from, the family I grew up with and my time in the army. I've never been able to just be open and have fun with my sexuality. Never could.
Yeah,
There's always that degree of shame or embarrassment or fear. This has really helped change that. I'm having a lot more fun, and I'm at kind of at that point where I just don't care anymore.
yeah.
Um, and it's just been great. It's just been fun, which has just taken a lot of just stress off of my mind that I don't need there.
Hmm.
Um, no, it's just been a lot of enjoyment and fun, which is something that I was kind of lacking.
Good. And that's what I hear from just about every pup that I interview is it's been so good for them. So I'm happy to hear that. So is there anything that you wish you knew before you got into it? I know you're still very new to you, but anything that you wish you knew before you jumped into it?
I wish I knew how big the community was. I so I didn't even know what pup was until last December, and I kind of assumed it was kind of like this small, very niche, like for want of a better term, kink. Um, and I was kind of overwhelmed when I got invited to one of the pup Telegram groups and the Facebook group and stuff, that there are so many.
There are definitely a lot of pups out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I felt very overwhelmed at first. I kind of wish I had known that it wasn't just some small hole in the wall thing. Um, Outside of that, there's really nothing I can think of that I would wish I had known. Maybe
Yeah,
how expensive everything was, but
yeah. Well,
um,
we're kind of a spin-off from the furry group. Where I mean, we run a real close bond with the furries, but we also are a big part of the leather group as well.
I've noticed because I'm in both of the other two communities to an extent.
Yeah.
Um, like if you were to at the end, I'll give my Twitter, but my profile picture is a furry art commission that someone on Twitter did for me. Um, but I noticed pretty quickly that this is kind of the meeting point between the two.
Yes, it really is. So when you think about, Sergeant Wolf there, what kind of hobbies do you have?
Uh, I like to be outside when I can. I like to hunt. I like to fish. I'm also a huge nerd. I don't know who all is going to see this, but right over my shoulder, there's a giant General Grievous from Star Wars on my shelf there.
Oh, I see
Um,
it. Nice.
um, I like stuff like that. I build Lego sets of all things.
Ooh,
It's helpful for my PTSD. It's helpful for I have severe damage to my hands, so I need to keep dexterity. I do
yeah.
stuff like that, so it's kind of a mix. You have this kind of country boy who will go hunt and off-roading and stuff, but then you come into my house, my entire office is just filled with nerdy crap.
Well, I'm assuming you're also a gamer, and I get that by the headphones.
Yeah, I do. M Most of the games I play, they're like your park building simulators, like the Jurassic World games or Planet Zoo, things like that. I play a couple online games,
Yeah,
Star Wars Battlefront 2, Call of Duty. Um, but most of the games I play, they're single player stuff that I can just relax to.
yeah. Okay, all right. What about pets? Do you have any pets?
I do. I have a German Shepherd. She turns 3 this coming November. Not 3. She turns 6 this coming November. Her name's Khaleesi. Game of
Alicia.
Thrones fans will get that one.
Oh, that's my favorite character on Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I, I named her before season 8 came out. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. So, being new to this, you may not even identify as one yet, but when you talk about, beta, omega, alpha, those types of things, I mean, if I had to identify, it might be a beta, but I still call myself just a stray. But do you have any, do you identify as any of those yet?
I found incredibly quickly in my day-to-day life, I'm a pretty dominant guy. But I found in public space, I have a real easy time being a little bit more submissive, let someone else lead.
Yep.
I definitely fall more into the beta role. It's been just over 2 months, and
Oh, nice.
so I do have an alpha, um,
Good.
great guy. But yeah, I fell into that role, and I didn't even know I had that side of me, really.
Yeah.
Um, so that's where I fall.
Well, and it's nice because you learn things about yourself once you get into that pup headspace that you never knew was there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like I
So,
didn't even know I had a submissive bone in my body. So
and that's okay. That's fine. So I know we hear a lot about it here in Florida, because it's always in the political news. But when you think about pronouns, do you identify with certain pronouns? Some people do, some people don't. I'm he, him, so
I mean, for clarity, say he, him is what I would. I personally, I'm completely indifferent to the pronouns in general. call yourself what you want to call yourself. It's no one else's business.
And
Um,
you got it
like
there. Yeah.
just be respectful of each other. It's not something I really have any, again, I'm indifferent to it. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting anyone else. Do
Yeah.
what makes you happy.
There you go.
Um,
I'm totally with that. So I know you said you're kind of in a rural area of Missouri. Do you go to any pup events? And if so, what ones have you been to?
I want to. I am 2 hours away from St. Louis and 3.5, 4 hours away from Kansas City. Where I live, there aren't any events. There's a few pubs in the area, but there's nothing that happens here. Um, there's no, gay bars here where they could do pup events or anything like that.
Right.
I got Fort Leonard Wood, the Army base is 20 minutes from me, so it's a pretty heavy military population here. And then I live in a college town, so it's all college kids. So unfortunately, there's nothing in my immediate area. Um, I know my alpha actually lives in Florida, so I'll be visiting soon. I know he's got stuff that he does down there and that we're gonna do when I visit this fall.
What part of Florida, if you don't mind me asking?
Orlando.
Oh, so right here. So I wonder if he's a member of the Hound Pound here in Orlando or the MCO Pups.
Might be. I don't know what all local groups he's in. I know he's in like the Facebook group where I found your post from. He's in the Puppy Pile group. Um, yeah, he probably is. I know he said he's mentioned more than once that he's in quite a few of the local groups.
Yeah, because we have a monthly meetup. We have every single month. In fact, it's next weekend when we all meet up together with the Hound Pound and the local pups here in Orlando. So, well,
Okay.
you'll definitely have to hit me up when you're here and stuff, and maybe we'll all go out to dinner or something. But thinking about the next pup that I get to interview, is there any kind of a specific question that you would want to ask them?
How did they find out about the Pope community would be an interesting one. Because
Okay.
no one's ever asked that from what I've seen.
Yeah, so far that has not been asked on here.
Um, and it's kind of interesting because everyone has a different way that they find out about the community. They always get asked, when did you join? How'd you join? I want to know how you found out that the Pope community even exists and what provoked you to look into it.
Okay. And that, yeah, that's going to be an interesting to see how the next pup answers that. Now, this one you probably are not going to be able to answer. It was from Pup Gibby out of Boulder, Colorado, was my last interview.
Hey, I
And
used to
they
live in Colorado.
do what?
I said I used to live in Colorado. I know where that is.
Oh, well, very good. Well, Pup Gibby wanted to know, what do your moshes look like? So I'm assuming you've never been to a mosh before.
I haven't. I'm so sorry, Gibby, to disappoint you.
Oh, and that's okay. And they just kind of wanted to know, what do they look like and what are the common do's and don'ts in your local moshes? But you know what? We'll save that question for another time and everything. But let's just say some other pups saw the video and wanted to reach out to you via your social media. How's the best way they can reach out?
It's probably my Twitter account. It is locked to private. You would have to send a request.
Okay.
Just because I get spammed a lot, so I
Yes.
locked it at one point. That would probably be the best way to get a hold of me. And you probably want the name, and I have a crap memory, so
Oh,
I don't remember what my own tag is.
I have
Um,
to look mine up all the time.
um, and of course, I made it like the most convoluted thing ever. It's at pup, all lowercase, and then all capital SGT underscore all capital Wolf is my Twitter.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll make sure that gets included with the video. So if pups want to reach out to you, they definitely can, and maybe you even find some more local pups that way as well. So,
Yeah.
well, any last words that you'd like to share with us before we jump off of here?
Uh, Not that I can think of. Okay, I know he'll be very disappointed if I don't give at least one of these.
There you go. I love that. Awesome. Awesome. Well, it has been a pleasure getting to talk to you here, and
Likewise.
hopefully it won't be the last time.
Sounds good to me. I enjoyed my time
Oh, hey, man, have a good one.
as well.